All rise. Support court with Judge Van Der Bee is now in session. Judge's case number JVB 2001, Allen case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Allen, you're back. It looks like you brought someone with you. What's going on?
King. So he's my nephew's father.
Okay.
And I need help. You know, mom's paying child support. I feel it's only fair that dad pays child support for, you know, his child.
Okay. And you said for your nephew, if I remember correctly, there were 2 children, right?
Yes. He's just the father of the 4-year-old.
All right.
Yes.
All right. But you said he was around. I remember you saying that.
And he even dropped off some school supplies. You know, he brought him a backpack and he got him, you know, the scissors and Crayolas and stuff. But, I mean, he didn't help with school clothes.
All right. Right. Have you ever asked him to help with school clothes or do anything more?
I mean, he knows school starts, you know.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Okay. How do you know he knows that school started?
I mean, because the summer just ended and the school starts and he knows his baby's going to go to, you know, kinder. He knows that the baby's starting pre-K. So, you know, he brought school supplies. Why wouldn't he think to bring school clothes?
Well, that's true. That's true. You all have a decent relationship, though.
We do. And he's, you know, he's sometimey. He comes, you know, when he wants. I mean.
That was funny.
Just listening to her, that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll get to you in just a second, okay?
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. Continue.
Basically, that's it, you know. My sister's not doing her part. He does sometimey part, and, you know, it's just getting old.
Okay.
My nephew deserves more.
So at this point, you are wanting to place him on child support?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, folks. Today we're diving into a courtroom showdown where a protective aunt faces off against the father of her nephew. And let me tell you, this case takes an unexpected turn. It's not just about child support. It's about holding someone accountable, shocking revelations, and some serious tension bubbling beneath the surface. The judge has a tough job as both sides throw out accusations and throw shade. Let's break it all down into 6 clear parts, with precise clip timings and commentary that tells it like it is.
I don't know if, have you talked to him before today? Because I don't know if he knew this because he has this look on his face and shaking his head. You haven't discussed this with him?
We haven't.
Yeah,
we haven't.
Where is this coming from?
I mean, not that you legally have to, you don't.
Well, okay,
but
he knows that mom is paying child support. He knows that my sister's paying me child support for her 2 kids. I think it's only fair he pay child support for 1 kid. He had to have known this was coming. You know, he knew that I had put my sister on child support.
okay.
I knew that.
I think you did.
You think I did?
I think you did.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-uh.
All right. So is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him? Because it seems like he has a lot to say.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Okay. Sir, is your last name King or your first name King?
First name's King.
First name's King. What's your last name?
Jackson.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, what's going on here?
You guys tell me. I don't know what's going on here.
You were unaware of the reason that you were coming to court today?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Okay, you got served with paperwork. Did you read it?
No.
So you just showed up without reading? You just came to court not knowing what was going on?
Well, I'm not going to miss court. So.
Well, I can appreciate that. Thank you. You're about the first person that has come in here and recognize that you should come to court when you are ordered to come to court. But you didn't read the paperwork, so you're not aware of anything.
I'm in the blind about all this, and nothing was discussed or anything like that. And just prior to, sent you a text message here. I think I still got it.
You sent her a text message?
Yeah, we communicate. We communicate back and forth.
Okay.
So for her to say that I'm inconsistent, I don't know where she's getting that from.
Well, how would you describe, you going and seeing your son and everything like that?
Oh, I'm an amazing father, but of course, when you get in court, it's something totally different. So, yeah.
What do you mean by amazing father? Like, explain that to me.
How often do you come and pick up your son?
Excuse me, Miss Allen?
I'm sorry. My apologies.
And I know you know better. You've been here before.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't be sorry.
Thank you, Judge.
Just don't do it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Now,
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Jackson.
Yes.
You're welcome. Continue.
Buckle up, everyone. The courtroom session kicks off with Allen standing before Judge Vonderby, and this time, she's brought back up. Her nephew's father. Right from the start, she makes it clear she's already holding the child's mother accountable, but now it's Dad's turn to step up. She points out how he shows up now and then, dropping off a backpack with crayons, but when it comes to real support, like buying school clothes, he's nowhere to be found. This isn't just the start of the case. It sets the stage for a battle about who's really taking responsibility and who's been hiding behind silent expectations. The judge is already giving a raised eyebrow, sensing there's a lot more going on than what's being said.
As a father, I go pick up my kids whenever I have the opportunity to. I do work at a bank here as a financial advisor.
All right.
So my schedule is not, it doesn't permit me to go pick them up like I would like to. But through our text message and everything like that, I'm able to communicate with her and go pick them up. As she said before, dropping them off, picking them up, taking them out to eat, buying school supplies.
Wait a minute, just so I'm clear. So she has custody of both of her sister's kids. Are you taking both of the kids? Are you?
No, just
Okay,
mine.
you just taking your son?
Yes.
Okay, because you said kids, so I didn't know if this was this child or you had outside children.
Well, just this one.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I follow you.
Yeah.
And
so,
that matters because if you're going to be put on child support, you will get credit for any of the children that you have. You said you work at a bank. How much money do you make?
say about $60K a year.
Okay. All right. So you pick up your son, you take him places, you do things with him.
Yes.
Do you buy him clothes and everything like that for your home?
Of course.
Okay. As far as Aunt's home though, Miss Allen's home, you don't.
I can't speak for our household. I
Okay.
can only speak for my household and when I have them. So,
All right.
other than that, yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel about knowing that you're here today to be placed on child support at her request?
I think it's a waste of time, honestly.
All right, this part is a game changer. Imagine walking into court and having no clue why you're there. That's exactly what happens when the judge asks Mr. Jackson if he knows why he's been summoned. He casually admits he didn't read the paperwork, but hey, at least he showed up, right? The judge is amused, but she's also serious, reminding everyone that court isn't a guessing game. Here's the real twist. Miss Allen never even told him she was filing, so now he's totally blindsided. The moment is awkward, tense, and, honestly, a little funny. But what's not funny is what happens next. This is the kind of moment that takes a calm courtroom and turns it into an all-out confrontation.
I think we could have settled out of court for all this, but hey, you got to go through the process. So let's go through it.
Okay. Have you been giving her any financial assistance for your son up until now?
Yes.
All right. How have you been giving her financial assistance?
Whenever she asks.
Okay. How frequent do you ask him?
I don't like to ask frequently because I feel like he knows his child has needs, wants even, and I don't have to pick up the phone and say, hey, your child's going to eat today. Hey, look, I even brought my electricity bill, like water,
This is
electricity, gas, $435 for electricity. I mean,
what does your bill have to do with my child?
your child lives in my home and
Okay.
uses this electricity, watching TV or the enjoyment of the air conditioner, I mean, it just, your child, you should pay
Okay.
financially.
Once again, you didn't answer the question. What do your bills have to do with my child?
you don't, if you're not going to sit your child, if you're not going to take care of your child and have your child with you, well, then you can pay financially.
Okay.
Right?
I choose to have my child with me, but hey, you know how you guys do.
Oh,
What does that mean? You guys do. What does that mean?
I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh, okay. But I asked you to. So what does that mean?
Yes, Shauna. As I said before, I think that I'm an amazing dad. Her and her sister.
This is where Mr. Jackson tries to play the hero, calling himself an amazing father. He says he picks up his son when he can, takes him out, and even buys school supplies. But as he talks about his busy bank job and limited time, his version of fatherhood starts to sound more like a part-time gig than being fully present. The judge doesn't let him off the hook. She's not attacking, just digging deeper. His answers get less clear, and it becomes obvious he's more focused on looking good than actually being there for his child. It's not a total collapse yet, but the cracks in his story are starting to show, and the judge is definitely paying attention.
How can I say it without being rude? They have certain ways about them.
I could kind of tell that from the last time that they were here.
They have certain ways about them. A little money hungry, if you want to say that. I'm gonna say that and not use the other term. But hey, teach his own. Teach his own.
Okay. And she said some things about the electricity bill and everything like that.
Correct.
Do you think that child support should be determined or spent on those expenses?
No, child support is for the child. Me paying your bills, you have another child there, you probably have other dudes there. That's not my responsibility. So
Did you think she was asking you to pay those bills?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. She need help.
Miss Allen, were you asking him to pay those bills, or what
No,
exactly
Judge,
was?
I want him to just get the knowledge that, your child lives in a household.
Mm-hmm.
You are not contributing to that household, so therefore you contribute financially to your child so that your child is taken care of.
Okay.
So that when school comes, there's school clothes and there's backpacks and new shoes and.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I think I understand where both of you are coming from. It's just ironic that, not that you have to have an agreement outside of court, right? That's not a requirement or anything like that. But considering that you all seem to have somewhat of a decent relationship, I just would think this would be a conversation that you all had first to try to see what you can work out. But nonetheless, we are here today. Do you have access to health insurance?
I do.
All right. Do you know how much it'll cost you to?
This is the turning point, the moment of truth. The judge makes it clear. Child support isn't about personal grudges or emotions, it's about what the law says a parent owes. Mr. Jackson throws out some rough estimates of what he thinks is contributed, but Miss Allen calls him out, saying she's never seen more than $50 at a time. The judge does the math, credits him $200 for future health insurance, and lands on a final monthly payment of $896. Boom. He calls it ridiculous. She calls it justice. And the judge? She calls it done. The courtroom tension reaches its peak and finally crashes down, leaving one clear message. Support isn't optional when it comes to a child.
And like I said, my electricity bill was $430
Once
a
again,
month.
that's not my responsibility.
It's not, but your child lives in my home.
Okay, you keep talking about your bills. You need to
Okay,
focus
well,
on
let
my
me
child,
just clear
okay?
this up. The bills don't matter, okay? I get what you're saying. I
Yes.
understand. The child lives there. There
It was
are
just,
things that
you know.
you have to pay for. I get it.
I was just saying.
His child support is not going to be paid based on your electricity
Absolutely.
bill, your gas bill, any of those
But he
bills
wants
that you
to
brought
sit
today.
here and say $250 to $500. That's probably been in a year. And what I was just trying to say is, come on, come on. $500 in a year, that's
Come
not
on now.
much.
Well, she did ask for back child support too. So that's the reason that I asked what it was that you had paid her.
You can take $500 off. Fine.
$500 off the back pay?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
give him
now
that.
you do understand that back pay starts
that.
from the day that you filed, right? She hasn't filed, it's been fairly recent since she filed. So taking $500 off, that'll probably put you around $2,000 in back pay. And you can pay that back at $100 a month, okay? So this is what we're going to do. What I'll do is give you credit. I can give you $200 credit for health insurance. Now, if your health insurance ends up being more than that, I can't just say, okay, I'll give you credit for $300 or even more than that without seeing what the actual health insurance premium is going to look like for your son only. So I give you credit for $200, okay?
Okay.
All right. So if I do that with your gross, that brings your gross to $4,800, which means your net is $3,979.47. And you said you have one child, correct?
Have one, expecting one.
Okay. So you have one child that's already here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that is $3,979.47. It's 20%, $795.89. We'll round it up to $796, plus the $100 a month for the back pay that you owe. That makes your monthly child support obligation $896 a month. All right.
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
ridiculous.
You're
But
welcome.
Thank
okay.
you, Your Honor.
Do you all? I mean,
And
it's
my
based
nephew's
on a
gonna
number.
thank you too. My
If-
nephew thanks you too.
Okay,
And he'll
that's
thank
great.
you too.
No, your bills, thank you. That's what it is.
Okay, the two of you
Whatever.
hush. Thanks. All right. So, as I stated, it's not a punishment or anything like that. It is strictly based on what your income is. Now, if you guys can work together and you decide you want to do something different, you get an agreement or something like that, I would happily entertain it. But until then, this is where we're at today. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Jackson?
I bet he don't. My apologies.
Money hungry, like I said. No, I'm good. I got other priorities right now, so
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for showing up for court, at
most
least.
definitely.
Other
Thank you.
priorities than his son.
Miss
Other
Allen,
priorities
your
other than
only
his-
That's not your
priority,
business.
you have two
You want your bills
priorities.
paid,
The
right?
first priority is for you to make the request as you did, and the second one is to hush.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right.
You're
Anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you all are